What is up, Last War family? It is your friendly neighborhood Last War guy, Joe Knows. And today we are starting our series on breaking down each individual hero. I'm going to talk to you about their pros, their cons. We're going to get into each hero individually. I'm going to be starting with the tank heroes. We're going to talk, and we're going to start with Kim today, as that is the number one hero that most people, when they first start the game, are very familiar with. So we're going to start with Kim today. Before I get started, though, I just wanted to talk to you guys about Sky Castle Games. Sky Castle Games is the best way to spend money on all of your favorite mobile and gaming of any kind. Check out the link in the description of the video, and you will be able to get access to Sky Castle Games Discord and check it out for free today. Just go and look at it, see what you think about it. You can save up to 30% off on purchasing packs on Last War and all of your favorite games. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Very exciting stuff today. So, we're going to break down Kim specifically. We're going to break down what her best traits are, what her worst traits are, and where you should focus in on for Kim, and where she fits as far as who she's best at attacking and who she's worst at defending against. All right, so let's go ahead and look at her skills first and foremost. So, when we're looking at Kim's skills, these are her three skills here, okay? I'm going to play a video for you. Energy damage. So she's going to cast energy damage. Okay, that's what that one looks like. All right. That is at level 35. Some of you may not have her at that high of a level, but that's what she's at right now. She's at level 30 on this one. That's going to be the max before you get to the exclusive weapon. This is energy assault. And her final one is going to be her passive skill, which is going to boost her energy damage, period, okay? And then, of course, down here, once you get it to level 30, this hero's HP, attack, defense goes up by 20%. Skill cooldown speed cools down 10% faster. All right, so let's break down the Barrage Strike 2, okay? So on this one, her first 16 rockets at random enemies. She's going to fire 16 rockets, fire 16 rockets at random enemies, each dealing energy damage equal to 312.18% of the attack. Your percentage may be different, but this is still going to be what's going on with her as far as her attack. Kimberly fires one extra rocket for each stack of energy amplification. Let's go look at energy amplification. So Kim deals an extra 3% energy damage, stacking up to 15%. So there you are on that skill. Let's go and talk next about her auto attack skill. So that one's going to be her tactical skill, or tactics skill. This is her auto attack skill. Attacks a unit dealing energy damage equal to 472.12%. 470, and it says less than 479. Greater than 479.89% of attack. On critical hits, Kimberly gains stacks of energy amplification up to the number of tank heroes in her squad. So, as the tank heroes die off, other heroes have died off, that's when she will start to lose some of her powers as well. Kimberly deals extra 3%. We went over that already, but extra 3% energy damage stacking up to 15%. And then, of course, you boost all of it by plus 30% up to 30.2%. All right, once you've gotten her to 5 stars, and you can see here it goes up by 3% each time. And if you look at each one of them, it'll show you what it does at each star. We're going to talk about that too. So when you're at star 1 for Kim, it's going to deal 30% extra damage. You've gotten her to her second star in full. It's going to be plus 4 rockets. And then third star increases additional damage to 70%. Fourth star is going to give 4 more rockets, and the fifth star is going to increase additional damage to 120%. So what you can look at there, and you can kind of decipher from all this, is if you subtract away the 8 rockets, she's going to start off by firing 8 rockets at random enemies, and if you go look at the 312, it increases additional damage to 120. In theory, it would be the 312 minus the 120. I don't know if that math works out exact, though, guys. I'd hate to put that out there without knowing for certain. But if my rough math in my head is correct on this, that would be 100 and 188 or 187.82% at the start number here. If she's at no stars on it, before she starts getting these extra percentages. What I can't remember from, starting the game over a year ago is, does it go 30%, then 70%, then 120? Does she start out, and she might, does she start out at minus, what does that number end up being? Minus 220% of that number, and she might. I don't remember. So you guys will have to check that out. So let's talk about what is the best skills that she has, and what is, who does she work best against in battle? So when she's firing these rockets, this is definitely her best skill. I know the percentages are down lower, but that 16 rockets at random enemies, it's just going to just do so much damage to multiple different people on the other battlefield. So since it's doing that, this one is, yes, a higher percentage, but it's attacking one unit. So it's only attacking one hero on the other side. Oftentimes, too, you'll see that these attacks will be made. Let's see if it shows it in the video. The attack will be made at a front row. And yeah, you can see that. She's shifting back and forth to the front row. And really, you want to kill those back rows as fast as you can, typically, because the front row, the defensive heroes, are not typically going to do much damage to you. They're going to protect that back row, and if you can get somebody attacking the back row, and that's why this is so impactful. So when you're bumping her skills up, you want to focus on this one first. My theory is always go take them up by levels of 10. So when you're first starting out at the game, get this one all the way up to 10 before you move on to this one to 10, and then amplify both of them by getting this one to 10. Then get this one to 20, top right to 20, top left to 20, bottom left to 20, top right to 30, top left to 30, bottom left to 30. That's how I would handle her individually on her specific skills, okay? Now, let's go and talk about Kim's power. So I'm going to pull these away for just a second. So when you're looking at a power ranking for a player, you look right here. So at her current level for me, which is 170, with the skills at the height that they're at as well, she's got 6.469 million. So 6,469,952 is her baseline power at this level. And there's all kinds of things that contribute to this. So you can't really, once you've gotten as high as I have on it, you can't really measure it just based on just the individual hero themselves. Like, for instance, her march size is lower than some other people that are at the same levels as I am are at if they're focusing on their tank squad first, where I focus on my missile squad first, because you've got multiple things that impact her, like your tank center here. See, my tank center is only at 30. This tank center is at 34. And you can see here that the tank centers each level go up by 3 additional units. So this one's, she's going to have 7 additional units on it. So now, who does her energy damage affect the most? So let's go and look into that, okay? So if we're going back into heroes, and you guys, if you don't know already, it's a paper, rock, scissors game. And for those of you that do know, that's still worth discussing again. But basically the way it works is missile is most impactful against air squad. Air squad is most impactful against tank squad. And tank squad is most impactful against missile squad. Okay? So if you're looking at your defense here, so reduces all damage taken in battle is what McGregor does, defense on the missile heroes. Taunts 4 random enemy units, prioritizing back row, reducing their attacks by 17.85%. So he is actually going to be, preventing a random front row enemy from dealing physical damage. Okay, or excuse me, he's doing physical damage. Excuse me, I'm sorry. All right, so prioritizes attacking a random front row enemy, dealing physical damage equal to that 468.05%, and applying 1 stack. And then for here, he taunts 4 random enemies. Units prioritizing the back row, so he's probably going to be at 3 of the back row and 1 of the front row most of the time, reducing their attack by 17.85%, okay? And then this hero's attack and defense plus 20% respectively. So when you're looking at his, he's going to be the one that's defending the most against her. And then if we go down the line here to Adam, then Adam is defending against her as well. So reduces all damage taken by front row vehicles. And then energy counter, defensive state, all that good stuff. So, and then he attacks with physical damage. So for the missiles, they're going to take on some of that physical damage that she's giving to, I mean, that she's only doing energy damage. She's not doing physical damage at all. And you see how it's focused on both of those on stopping physical damage, okay? So that's the one thing with your energy damage heroes. They are great. They do a lot more percentage overall. So like, let's go and look at a physical damage in the same tank. Okay, that's going to be with, let's see here. Well, he's a buff. We'll use Fiona. It's like with Fiona, she's dealing physical damage. See that? She's a physical damage dealer. So there's her percentages on hers. But your energy damage, folks, like with Kim, she's going to be impacting with a lot of, with either a lot of rockets firing off or with a lot of percentage. Like if you go look at Tesla, his is high percentage. But she's not going to do as much damage to an air squad who is really protective against physical damage. Against energy damage and really struggles against physical damage. But they do a great job. All the tank heroes are going to do a great job of attacking the heroes that are susceptible to more energy damage. So that's where she's at. So now let's go look at her Energy Assault 2. This is once you've gotten her to her exclusive weapon. So she's got some additional. So this is the same skill, right? But it's going to get, that's what's getting that extra, like the level 2 of it is what gives the extra rocket at the end of it and the cooldown reduction. And each critical hit by Kim adds 1 extra energy amplification, stacking up the number up to the number of the tank heroes. That's caused by getting to her exclusive weapon, and that's going to be at level 10. That's opening it up, starting it off. This one is going to be her exclusive weapon at level 10. And she's going to get the boost to all tank heroes for a 7.5% increase on their attack, their defense, and their HP, their hero healing power, by 7.5% when she gets to level 20. We have not gotten her to level 30 on this one yet, but when we do, when Kimberly has 5 stacks of energy amplification, her tactical rockets deliver extra 5% damage to the 3 units close to the impact area, unlocking it at the exclusive weapon level 30. Those level 30s are always going to be the number 1. They're going to matter the most, okay? And then, of course, you've got the ability to increase your heroes through the Wall of Honor. So, where does Kim stack up in all of the heroes? So, when it comes to attacking missile heroes, she's one of the best. When it comes to attacking against air heroes, she's not going to do as much damage because she is an energy damage dealer, okay? She's going to struggle against them. You're going to want to use different heroes against those air squads when you're facing off against it. Kim is a great hero for sure. She's one of the tops out there for sure. Remember, all of these heroes have their own benefits, their own things that they do very well, and their own things that they don't do well. And then that's what her level 30 is going to look like. So the weapon really looks cool. There's a great look to it, of course. And then, of course, let's go ahead to 20. We're going to change this down real quickly. So my hero HP there is at 223,000. Where at level 30, it jumps up to 410,000. So a big jump there, right? Level 20 of the hero attack, 6,795. Jumps doubles. All right, so that's huge, right? It's going to double up there at 30. Hero defense is at 2,065. It's going to jump all the way up to 3,785. And the resistance to all types of damage jumps an extra 1% there. So that's where she's going to be at when you get her to her max level, which makes her just a very deadly, a very effective hero. She's great with attacking. She does tons of damage. And she is one that you want to protect. And then when you stack her with the buffs, and we'll talk about Marshall on a future video, but when you get the buffs from Marshall, Kim is really, really going to be impactful. One of the best heroes out there for sure. and one that you'll really want to use, especially against when people start switching to missile squads. And you'll see your people as you go along. Really what I would say is you're going to see a lot of people with working with with tank in Season 1. You're going to see them start to make their switch, and some will make it earlier than this, but you'll see people switch to the air squad in Season 2, and they'll switch to their missile in Season 3. I would advise a lot of people to do the opposite if you're just starting out in the game. Go with air first, missile second, swap to tank last. Even though the Kim's going to be